Dude look like a lady. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. Sometimes my hair wrap don't be on too tight. It don't be on too tight. Peace to all of you. Peace, love and light, wholeness, wellness, balance, peaceful, respective greetings to all of you. I am Joy Allen of Karmic Dynasty. Here is my banner. I welcome you all to Karmic Dynasty once again. If you're new, I appreciate you being here, and it'd be great if if I saw you over here once more, 2 or 3 or 4 times or something. It'd be wonderful, marvelous. I appreciate you all being here. Look, sometimes my hair wrap don't be on too tight. I'm telling y'all, I was like, first of all, let me put a disclaimer out here. Parental advisory. Put some parental advisory on it. Dude look like a lady. All right, for the record, I'm at least drinking some water this evening. Drink water. Stretch it out. M-Town Vet and Ramutef Queb. I stretched today. I did. All right, so today we are here addressing presidents wearing dresses, female guard, and stuff like that. So lately, now I'm gonna tell y'all, this episode right here has been on my little black book for some time, my little Rolodex for some time. I've had many other projects to work on, things to get to. So, but lately on my platform, I've allowed this energy in here that's addressing transgenders and influence on people's children and cartoons and gay sponges named Bob and square ass pants and some other type stuff. So I said, let me go ahead and knock out this presentation I was working on. I'm adding in some feedback from some other type people, from some viewers. It all just goes together right about now. And not sure about how much longer I'm going to give this type of energy out there. Really, I'm bringing this as a manner of awareness to the viewers. Parental advisory. So don't, on this episode, sit your children in front of me and leave me talking with them. This is not what I'm on today. And I really am like, because I know I've talked to some people and they homeschool, and or at least they sit their children down and hear me out and some other people. I need well, you know what I mean? I advise the parents to review the video in full and regurgitate it, recycle it out in your language to your children. That's what I advise. All right. Don't not to Joy Allen. Don't sit your children in front of Joy Allen this on this video. All right, now that's my parental advisory. I'm gonna leave this up here because some of y'all gonna come in later and you ain't even gonna hear that I said this at first, and you won't roll it back to see that I said it at the beginning. Peace to Cherie Reed L. #unoccupied Turtle Island. She speaks peace to the Royals from YouTube. And also my sister Shari Berry of ShariBerryStudios.com. Check out her art. Check out that creation link. Grand evening. She's speaking to me from YouTube. Grand evening to you as well. I appreciate you being here. Now, y'all know I don't do the whole share, like, subscribe, rhetoric. So I have my guest on here, and when they are introducing themselves is when I share out my video. So right now, since I don't have a studio guest, I'm still going to share my video. So stand by. I appreciate y'all. Stand by. Here, let me, I took it off. Okay. They said, dude, look like a lady. All right, why I share this video? So let me talk about what brought me to this topic, because I do that too. Let me tell y'all what happened. So one day, I think I might have had my grandchildren in mind, and okay, I'm selecting wrong ass groups right here. So somewhere I was deep in thought apparently about something that made me come up with the question, and I Googled it. Who decided that pink was for girls and blue was for boys? So I put that in Google, like the history of the colors pink and blue. And then that's how I got to this subject. I was just disgusted. I'm like, I just wanted to know where the history of pink and blue came from. And so I'm going to share this article. I don't think this is the article. I'm going to share this where I got to, because we getting straight to it tonight. Period. Like, share, motivate, participate. But, yeah, the mother matriarch Cherie Reed, she be throwing them K's in places where the C's be at. She's saying, I got you. I translate. Like, share, motivate, participate, y'all. She trying to tell y'all something. Y'all don't be hearing nothing. Like, y'all ain't gonna hear half of what I'm saying this evening. So let's look at this. Why is President Franklin D. Roosevelt wearing a dress? Why? Y'all see, that's him. When I first seen, like, the article said, yeah, that's not a girl, this a boy. Y'all see this cover photo? That's the president in that dress. And them shoes, what we call them, patent leather shoes. We used to wear them. We used to wear them mugs to church. Who is it know what I'm talking about? We used to go to church and wear them pretty little black patent leather shoes. Yes, we did. And he apparently got him a pair too. Before our asses was born, he was sporting them mugs. Look at it. Let me precious him up. Ain't he so precious? Let's look at him. What are we wearing them, Charbay? Boy, wearing the mugs out of some patent leathers. Let's look at this little boy right here. So this little boy right here look like he wearing them bangs that some of us wore in church. Got them sporting them bangs, y'all. I wore bangs. I don't know if I got a picture of me of some bangs. No, but we weren't. We had them bangs. Look at his little pretty, little precious golden locks hanging down by his ears. Ain't he so precious? Ain't it precious? Let me bring up this other thing I'm going to be looking at later. Hold up, y'all, because I'm chilling tonight. We rolling. It's late tonight. It's the night. That's what they say. I know I'll be up anyway, messing with them. Good. Don't play with me. I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. They ain't gonna be playing with me. I seen it. Yep. Found it. All right. This president right here. Y'all see his shoes? Them shoes is kicking, boy. They all polished up. Little bone on top. Oh, and not peep the hat. Let's look at this hat to here. You know what? There is some method there. According to these people, there's a method to their madness. This little pretty ruffled collar, little delicate fabric. Got the look at the dress. All pleated. Little hat with the feather on it. Got that brim tight. I hated them shoes too. OMG. Goodness. I'm sharing here with y'all tonight. We're going to share this out. So let's look at this. I got some things lined up, ready to share screen. So, this president, he wasn't yet president now. You know, his parents did this to him. Them parental advisories did this to this boy. So why is he wearing a dress? Let's look at this. For an American parent, it's difficult to buy an item for their child, no matter how young, without running into a clear dichotomy, split into two, boy or girl. Dichotomy. Y'all roll that word with me. Roll that word for me. In many stores with children's items, there are separate boys and girls sections for nearly everything from clothing to shoes to toys. And in the boys section, you'll find a predominance having more of the color blue, and in the girls sections, a preference of the color pink. But it hasn't always been that way. The photo you see in this post is of Franklin Delano Roosevelt when he was 2.5 years old. Yes, that is a boy. It seems strange for us now to see a boy with his hair long and fixed style in this way, wearing a dress with a big frilly hat with feathers. But in 1884, when this photo was taken, it was the norm. It was the usual thing to do. All right, hold up here now. Now, they claim it seems strange for us now to see a boy with his hair long. That's a negative. We be seeing them boys with their hair long. Peace to the mother matriarch, Selena Ellis. Greetings and salutations to the family she speaks from YouTube. Peace to the matriarchs. Now, y'all know good and well. Now, this article was written back. Let me look. When was this article? It's present day. You know what I mean? It's 2019. They talking about some. And it also say this a 3-minute read. I'm going to need longer than 3 minutes to read this. Y'all see this right here? 2019 3-minute read. That's a negative. So, hair long? Nah. They wearing their hair long. And they wearing dresses too. That ain't strange. I mean, it's strange that it's going down. Yeah, it seems strange. But apparently, in the late 1800s, this was what they did. They did it before then too. Wearing all these frills and hats with feathers. Dude, you want to wear a hat with a feather. A man with a hat with a feather is not looking like this. When I see a man with a hat with a feather, he about that pimp life or something. He about that pimp life. I'm just saying. Let's go with this article talking about it. No, it ain't strange. Strange happenings. Cut it out. So this historian says that before the World Wars, children were dressed in white dresses like these with white diapers. Cloth or material wrapped around a baby's or young child's bottom for going to the bathroom for convenience. They did this to their kids for convenience. And why the white dresses? Because like if they urinate, you can immediately see the yellow come through, because back in the days, their urine was not clear. I'm pretty much probably positive. I don't gamble, but I would bet somebody the way they eat them kings that they came from in lineage, and they had on them white dresses, I'm pretty sure. So when them children urinated, it was coming through the cloth. Pampers and Huggies and them wasn't round back in them days. And oh Lord, behold, what's the word? What's the saying? Lo and behold, whatever the saying is, the child would poop. Number 2, bowel movement. Because then the white would be brown. We would guess it's brown. It might be a shade of green. It might be a shade of some shit that you ain't know what they ate, how old they are, what is going on. But them colors is coming through that white. I'm pretty sure that's why they had on white. That's just a Joy Allen opinion. We're going to keep rolling right here. And they did this to their children for convenience. Do y'all know it's a shame what people will do to the children that they are taking care of for convenience? And as the article continues to go on and say, because I read this, so I know what it's about to say. It was easier. Look, I don't want to share nothing. Cut it out. It was easier to change children's diapers when they were wearing a dress. And the color white allowed for bleaching, the use of a chemical to make a fabric white if it gets dirty or stained. Okay, so yeah, white. Get them stains, the dirt out. And they put their babies in these dresses because it was easier to change the diapers. These women back then that we looking at in the 1800s, I mean, okay, maybe it's just my fairy tale mind and my intake of media and movies and TV coming up, but I don't recall them women doing too much in a day where they needed to hold on to a few precious moments they could spare in a busy ass day and put their child in this manner of a dress for convenience purposes. Come on now. The late 1800s. Did Franklin Delano Roosevelt mama? Let me look at his mama, see what she did for a living. That bitch probably had a bitch. I know I got my damn Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I got my parental advisory on. I'm working this out. Parents, Sarah Delano. She was the second wife. Let me see. Y'all can, I'm gonna share, talk about it right quick. She gave birth to Franklin. She was a devoted mother to him. Let me see. Sarah Roosevelt. For the remainder of her life, including homeschooling and living close by in adulthood. She had a complex, relationship with her granddaughter, with her daughter-in-law, Eleanor Roosevelt. Many wealthy parents of this time relied on servants, but not Sarah. She taught Franklin reading and geography and employed tutors rather than sending him to a conventional school. Speaking of conventional schooling, some of y'all is out here still got your children in conventional public school, and even in the 1800s, these damn motherfuckers, they got your kids wrapped up today in this damn system. The mother and the father and the continuance of that body of line of them creatures that got your child caught up in the system is at home, homeschooling their children themselves and or buying tutors, paying tutors, attaining tutors. And y'all on some, let me share this screen so y'all can look at this and y'all ain't got to keep looking at me. So after her husband died, she moved to Boston. She did not approve of many of the women that her son courted. Okay, so we're going to talk about the son, who he was, Franklin Delano, and who he was dating. So yes, again, in a world of girl, no, you did not. It was easier to change a child's diapers when they were wearing a dress. Now, you know, this is just the description of this article. I ain't gonna say this is what she did, but her son was 2 years old. He's about at the above diaper changing stage. So why is he still in the damn dress? And you're homeschooling him and you're buying tutors. I can't see that you wasn't also buying nannies. So why, since you're homeschooling him, you wasn't homeschooling him, because homeschool start before school age. Homeschooling on them damn Pampers. Your sons had long hair. They were not just naked. You know what I mean? When my grandkids come over, and I hate to see diaper rash. I'll be like, nah, you just run around. I got you. They don't know what I'm saying because they just run around. They don't know diapers or none of that. They just run around. And then I hear that drop sound. Here, I hear that sound. And I'll be like, oh, time to go get the mop, the rag, the cleaner. You know what I mean? Time to get it done. Go clean it up. Only reason motherfuckers in business now like Huggies and Pampers brand and Aldi and Loves is because y'all, some of y'all today, you don't know any better. You didn't think it out for yourself. You took on the word of the system, the pattern of your parents, and or you just is concerned about convenience. You can't probably keep your house clean on no damn regular basis, let alone running behind a child who's pooping and peeing in every damn where. I need y'all to make some changes in life. And the whole A&D ointment company should not exist because the children should not even have damn diaper rash. Child got diaper rash because what? Why would a child have diaper rash? Neglect of they bottoms. So while you washing your hands, you should be washing their bottoms with soap and water. The whole baby wipes industry shouldn't exist. I didn't come on here to talk about this, but it's where it's going. This is how I'm rolling. My first time seeing a cloth diaper, I was probably in like kindergarten. I was at my great-grandma's house. I lived in my great-grandma's house for a little bit when my mom and daddy going through some housing thing. I don't know, hell, because my daddy was in the military. I don't know what to put. We was there for a little bit of time. And my great-grandma, she had this, y'all know, a whole section of the house you don't even go into. And upstairs. But my little curious, busting up all eyes ass got to seek out stuff and go check out some stuff and go look at some other stuff and seeing these white cloths in there. And I seen these big old safety pins. And I had just curious ass mind, hadn't even cared about the thought of I probably gonna get in trouble because I'm somewhere in my great-grandma's house I ain't supposed to be. I went and asked my mama, why is these big safety pins? And what's this cloth? It's on a whole little station, like what some will call today a changing table. And she told me what it was for. Now I'm going to tell y'all when the flashback came to me. My first two children were here. I don't know which one of them, but one of them need their diaper changed. And they daddy hadn't came home yet with the Pampers, with the diapers. And so I was like, oh, how I'm a... I wasn't on them running around naked yet. I wasn't on that yet. I was on the how. Okay. What I'm gonna do is go get a towel out the linen area, and I got some safety pins. I'm gonna pin them up, and then I took one of them grocery store bags, like from Kroger. And I put, where the handles is at, that's where their legs went at. And I pulled it up around their waist and made it happen. Did that till their daddy got there. And I was like, shit, instead of keep spending money on these damn diapers, just make a damn diaper. But now they daddy was on some other stuff. So we just went with the damn diapers. I'm saying, let me get back on task here. It's all a task. I'm telling y'all, all a task. Moving on with this article. Now, both wearing of the white dress and the long hair were typical until age 6 or 7, when children had their first haircut. Okay. Today's times, my son needed his first haircut before he was 2 years old. In my world, in my realm, in my mind, he needed a haircut about age 2, before he was 2, about 2. And according to the barbershops, that's when they suggest you get your child's first haircut. They at least got to be age 2. So he was 2 years old. At least the barbershops that I went to in Indianapolis said that. Figures, huh? Now, today, I know that there's some young men running, they never had a haircut. But these people want to say, according to their time and what they was on, it is typical to have a haircut around age 6 or 7. That is also like they grade school age, 6 or 7. So they let them run around and look this kind of way beforehand, then get them straight and send them out to the school. That's where I'm at, where I'm from. All right, back to this article and my beverage. Believe it or not, this outfit was considered gender neutral, not indicating whether a person is male or female. This outfit is considered was considered gender neutral. Now, where are we living at today in this time frame? That word was in front of considered. I'm deleting from the article. Believe it or not, this outfit, I'm going to replace it with is considered gender neutral. Because y'all know that some of these people out here swear by gender neutral and that it don't matter what the child wear, if they got on a dress or some pants. So, which brings me to one of my points this evening. There has, of course, been this big issue, tug of war, debate on these celebrities that's dressing these boys in these dresses. But y'all know, just like I spoke about on these mugs, having sex with sheep from they animal kingdom, that's just what they do. It's a norm for them. It's odd to us. This whole gender neutral clothing is what they do. It's odd to us. It's some things they just go on about their day and do what they do. They don't care about what nobody thinks about it, because to them, it's the norm. And then the way I'm going to get to another article where they keeping these items and the history of them in a museum. So where these people coming from, they ain't doing nothing other than what their ancestors is doing. And I know in the description of this broadcast, I put the definition of throwback, because the broadcast is called Presidential Throwback. The noun means a reversion to an earlier ancestral characteristic. These people run around putting boys in dresses, ain't doing nothing no different than what their ancestors did. It's an ancestral characteristic. That's what they are. And like most other things, instead of us continuing to be the trendsetters and the educators and the example, some of us turn and do some backwards ass shit and follow their asses on the shit they on their norms. That's what they doing. You know, that's what they doing. So again, it'd be best for the parents to be in the advisory status. Give the knowledge to your children. Bring them up in the manner in which you should. And some of us have a concern about these white celebrities putting these little black boys in dresses. We apparently need to be speaking and educating the people who are having these children, so the children aren't displaced in the first place and end up in these people's grasp and grip. We have much work to do. Much work to do before we can start bashing Charlize Theron and whoever else, Theron, whatever her damn name is, and whoever else is dressing up and doing this stuff to these little boys. I mean, we must become aware and responsible for self. They ain't doing nothing but what's in their nature to do. So accountability comes in place when and where. And accountability for what? The children, unless they was made in a lab, two people laid down and had these children, laid down, stood up, did something. But some two parts went and the baby came. Y'all know the math? Science is math. We need to work on accountability. So, you know, when people got something quick to say and be judging what's going on, I'm really wondering how much of an advocate are you for the community? What are you really doing? What are you really doing? Who are you really talking to? Where are they at when you're talking to them? Are you sure they are hearing you? Are you out there in the trenches making it happen? Or are you just a keyboard warrior? This ain't cool. That ain't right. Man. Cut it out. Cut the shits out. Goodness. Either way, back to these people and they boys in dresses. And the color pink for girls and the blue for boys didn't become the trend until just before World War I. Before that time, many people actually considered pink the masculine color and blue the feminine color. So, in this world where men are like, I can't wear pink. Pink is a girl color. Pink is for gays. Pink is so feminine. Pink is so delicate. Pink is so lit. And then if a female woman got on blue, she masculine. She's so hard. Why she ain't got on some frills and some flowers? Well, because motherfucker, probably because all the damn frills and flowers, this mofo right here in this dress, his mama, not him, he wasn't a mofo at the time. His mama and him and they traits and characteristics took all the damn frills and flowers and feathers and bows and ties and patent leather shoes and things. Either way, dude, according to this article, blue is for us and pink is for y'all. Now, in this other realm where I'm from, I want to wear, and I'm still feminine. And in that same world, the men I know, the boys I know, because in the world they from, they can wear whatever color they want to wear, and they still are boys, they still are masculine. Some of y'all wait until the next trend come and tell you what color to wear. So since World War I, pink has been for girls and blue has been for boys. Now, who, except for us trendsetters, pathfinders, trailblazers, the rest of y'all just sitting around waiting on them to tell you what damn color to wear. Y'all go ahead. That's your norm. You go ahead and let them tell you what color to wear. I ain't want time to let nobody tell me what color to wear. Peace to Shay Pink 40 from YouTube. She's speaking hi, fam, and to the chat. I ain't messing. Y'all know what? A lot of stuff need to stop. Now, will it stop? Time will tell. Some of us, we have much work to do. The rest of y'all just gonna be waiting on these mofos to tell y'all what color to wear, when to wear it, what season to wear it. Oh, it's cold outside, you don't wear that color. Oh, it's before or after Labor Day, you wear white. Where the hell? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't forgot all the goddamn rules. But y'all know what I'm talking about. These people is ridiculous. You can't wear, you know what I mean? I be outside. I told Mother Matriarch Subliminal the other day, I got a thing for knitted hats. I will wear a knitted hat in the summertime, 90-degree weather. I'll be outside in a knitted hat, a tank top, and some cutoffs and some flip-flops. Because that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. So that's what I do. I will go outside in the winter. They got people thinking the winter time, you bundle all up and do. I will be outside in the snow in some flip-flops with the grill rocking and rolling, cooking me some dinner. I will fire that grill up. I ain't about, if the mood hit me, I'm sitting at this table, I'm thinking about a grill. Oh, I'm about to prepare the food, get the grill rocking and rolling. And the last thing I'm thinking about is to put on some damn bundle up. I'm going as I am. If just these motherfuckers can go to church, come as you are. I'm going to the grill as I am. Come as you are to the grill and cook your food. That's what I do. In and out. Ain't hurting nobody. I need us to stay on task. Stay on code. Continue your work. All right. Continue with this article. Related to women. Okay. Some department stores with many departments even published guidelines during this period for dressing children, suggesting blue for girls and pink for boys. They published guidelines telling these people, suggesting how they dress their children. Now, for the people who like to keep up with the Joneses, oh, they did it. Because the people next door's little boys had on pink. Oh, you missed the Macy's Day sale, and they had the suggestion that the dressing rooms were the pinks for boys and the blues for girls. Oh, y'all missed Macy's Day Parade and the JCPenney sale, the new release of the this year's patent leather shoes, and this year's release of the hats with the feathers on top. Y'all missed all of that. Then that means, look at this outfit right here. Y'all missed it with the little boy wearing. Y'all missed the guidelines posted outside the dressing room at JCPenney and Macy's. So then I guess when your kids went to school, they was looking some kind of backwards and probably got teased and bullied and talked about because you wasn't keeping up with the Joneses at that time. And some people don't know. It's a damn shame. Children got to go through stuff because they ain't in a household where they living by published guidelines. So today, when these boys are running around in dresses and stuff, oh, the people who made this shit cute, it ain't no big deal. They working on customer preferences. And yeah, who knows how color conventions will be in 100 years. My color convention is going to be always what I want it to be. Color conventions mean socially accepted. Y'all going to dress how they tell you to dress. And so if a day come and it's fashionable, it's a convention for all boys to wear dresses, oh, they about to giddy up. They about to be on that damn horse. Forget the bandwagon. They said, cut the middleman. I ain't getting on no bandwagon. I'm jumping straight on the horse and I'm wearing a damn dress because I'm a boy or I'm a parent. And they said boys wearing dresses is the thing. So I'm putting my boy in a dress. What's wrong with it? The president did it. When the president, he was a little boy in a dress and he became the president. So what's wrong with my child being a boy and wearing a dress? Oh, the things he looks forward to being able to become. The aspirations are so great. So fucking damn great. Anyway. Anyway. Don't be blinded by the idealistic ways that only become poison for the mind and will cloud your judgment. You know, so I'm going to go, because I know we're going to go to this Wikipedia article. First, we're going to finish what this author says. Stop giving a shit what people do if it's not harmful to you or others. Ain't there some stuff? I'm done with this article. I'm out of here with that. Next, I'm going to this Wikipedia article because I need to share this so y'all can see some of this history for real on what they talking about. Breeching. That's what they call putting these little boys in Pampers for convenience. Because this goes back to royalty. It goes back there. So we're going to talk about it. Breeching was the occasion when a small boy was first dressed in breeches or trousers. Breeches. Clothing covering the body from the waist down with separate coverings for each leg, usually stopping just below the knee, though in some cases reaching the ankles. Normally used and fastened about the leg. So this says it was an occasion for small boys. But I'm telling y'all, and I'm going to share a picture later. You already know what this looked like. George Washington, his little garb looked just like this. But this is supposed to be an occasion for boys. So how this makes sense? Okay, so they got their timeline. Young boys in the Western world were unbreached and wore gowns or dresses. Gowns or dresses, traditionally worn by women or girls, consisting of a skirt with an attached bodice. And they did this until an age that varied between 2 and 8. Various forms of relatively subtle differences usually enabled others to tell little girls from little boys. Subtle differences in codes that modern art historians are able to understand. So we gonna leave it up to this article, we gonna go by what the modern art historians know to let us know if we want to know in this article, for example, if this is a little girl or a little boy right here. Just a little girl, little boy. Flemish boy, 1625, in a dress with sewn-in tucks to both layers of the skirt. Both layers, this skirt is 2 layers to allow for growth. The hair and hat are distinctively masculine, and he wears a sword or dagger and red coral beads, which were used for teething. He wearing these beads used for teething. He do not look like he's in the teething. He look like he's just about past the teething stage. And this dress allows for growth. The hair, I'll give them the hair, but these people, whatever. Boston, boy, and probably a girl. Boy, probably a girl. I don't know. Or boy, probably a girl. Either way, the main reason they say for keeping boys in dresses was toilet training or the lack thereof. The change was probably made once boys had reached the age, the rather complicated fastenings of early modern breeches and trousers. Now, if these people were so daggone intelligent, why are they putting children in these trousers or breeches that have complicated fastenings? I'm pausing right now, because why would they do that? And if you're gonna but that's like some of us, we buy them clothes, them little cute outfits, or we buy the t-shirt set underneath called a onesie, and we snap them underneath, knowing good and well them little babies ain't about to unpop. So we responsible. We're gonna put a onesie on them. We're responsible for unbuttoning them 4 little buttons near the diaper area. That's what we're responsible for. So these people wanted to be responsible. If they're putting their children in toilet training age in complicated fasteners, I don't know. In a time, in a world where I know they from, and speaking of being sick and how a lot of them are they from a world where the men be sleeping, molesting little boys anyway. And they apparently have some type of attraction to women in some form to be able to lay down with them long enough to have babies to where their asses are still existing today. Point is this: how do we know they just wasn't dressing these little boys up to be attracted to some damn old ass, raggedy ass, nonsense ass, sick ass man somewhere? It might have been some damn rite of passage for their little boys to be in a relationship with a man somewhere. They do it today. The Pope's prominent ass is involved in some things like that, according to the news and the media, and the accusations and the stories. How we know this ain't just a continuance of this shit, and they want to tell us, if inquiring minds want to know, that it had to do with diaper ring reasons. Seriously? No, I don't know. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to that. No. No, that's a negative. Before roughly 1550, various styles of long robes, like the Pope and them wear, most commonly worn by adult males of various sorts, because they were some various sorts. So boys wearing them could probably not be said to form a distinct phenomenon. It wasn't formed for the little boys to do it. The grown men did it. So let's see. Down here. I ain't going to celebrations. Unbreached boys. So this is Louis the 14th right here and his unbreached brother. So Louis the 14th, if his brother was dressed like this, that means that one time before he was dressed like that too. So we got little boys in dresses becoming kings and presidents. So who's to say that some little, okay, first of all, to say that a little boy in a dress is going to end up gay and or, no good for none but a drag queen show. This Wikipedia article in history is saying that's a lie. You in a dress as a little boy, you can be a king or a president one day. Don't listen to the stereotypes of, oh, you can only be a drag queen and that automatically means you're gay because you got a dress on. I know somewhere up in the top of this Wikipedia article, it said dresses are for women. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what it said. Dresses are for women. The damn article said it itself, but it's going to carry out this damn narrative trying to tell us it got to do with some damn Pampers or some shit, diapers or some things. The hell out of here. In French royal portraits, gender can be hard to tell. So this, okay, except by the absence of jewelry. Back to this. Unbreached boys. The first progression for boys and girls was when they were short-coated or taking out the long dresses that came well below the feet that were worn by babies and which have survived as the modern christening robe. Baptismal clothing is apparel worn by Christian proselytes during the ceremony of baptism. White clothes are generally worn because the person being baptized is fresh. They fresh to death. They fresh. Christening robes. So I done mentioned the Pope. They are talking about christening gowns. This all religious type stuff. And according to how they wearing it. I know some cultures where the men wear what appears to be a guard down, whichever they want to call it in their culture, down to the ground, which appear to might look like similar to a dress. But it's not a either or, it's not an option and ceremonial for the most day and time. The boys and men wear it throughout their lifetime. The point I'm making right now is they are using these terms like christening. So that's an occasional event. It's not an everyday event. They're trying to make it an everyday event. At least until they potty train. This child right here better be potty trained. These two right here, this one right here, the brother of Louis the 14th, he better be potty trained with his big ass. So according to this article so far, this is christening robe. I don't know what's going on. But I just know these traits, the throwback, them and characteristics of their ancestors, it's always going to continue. They are probably always going to be wearing dresses. So Anyone needs to put their children or grandchildren on alert for future occasions to not get all hot and bothered and get your frilly collar ruffled up, and don't lose the feather in your hat, because they gonna be dressing like this. And if it ain't of our culture, don't go following behind them creatures doing what they doing. Don't be doing stuff you don't know what you're doing. I mean, sometimes we gotta work on some things and know that we don't know in the first place. Just do some work. Just do your work. Due diligence. Due diligence. So it was not possible to walk in these, with no doubt dictated the timing of the change. Toddlers' gowns often featured leading strings, straps to which support a child learning to walk. This looked like them damn leashes they be putting on their kids these days. Did y'all see that? This where the damn leashes come from. An extension of breeching. Is this what they telling us? So when they came out with their kids on these, we call them leashes. Where I'm from, we call them leashes. With them having their children on leashes, we was like, oh man, that's crazy. They got their kids on leashes. The whole people's minds was like blown. I'm not even about to go through the controversy and debate about when we saw them putting leashes on their children. Again, throwback noun means a reversion. They are going to revert back. Always, it looks like, to an earlier ancestral characteristic. And here is another example of it. The leading strings. This right here. That the child looking like a damn puppet. They support a child learning to walk. Okay. In the 17th and 18th century, they were narrow straps of fabric attached to children's clothing, which originally functioned as a sort of leash to keep the child from straying too far or falling as they learn to walk. Okay. Whatever y'all say. Hold on, I didn't share that as I was sharing that. Yes, leashing them for centuries. The damn dogs. Woof, woof. I got you, matriarch. Woof, woof. Leading strings. I didn't share this right with y'all. I didn't know it wasn't up. Narrow straps of fabric attached to the children's clothing, which originally functioned as a sort of leash to keep the child from straying too far. Can't keep up with your own kids, huh? Can't keep up with their kids. That's why McDonald's so damn big today, because they can't keep up with their kids. And other stuff going on today, because they can't keep up with their kids. After this stage in the early modern period, it is usually not too difficult to distinguish between small boys and girls in commissioned portraits of the wealthy, even where the precise identities are no longer known. The smaller figures of small children in genre painting have less detail, and painters often did not trouble to include distinguishing props as they did in portraits. Working class children presumably were more likely than the rich to wear handed down clothes that were used by both sexes. Okay. Right here we got a picture of two boys. This is why they got some of our boys walking around looking like this, because it's their norm. It's their norm. So if we want to see something different happen, we must get a hold to our children. We must. Or just be quiet. Talking gonna get us where? Just be quiet. Just be quiet. God daggone. Just be quiet. I don't know. Be quiet to learn what you need to do. In portraits, the colors of clothes often keep the rough gender distinctions we see in adults. Girls wear white or pale colors and boys darker ones, including red. So this goes with girls wearing white or pale colors, goes with the pink, or the boys in blue. So somewhere between this time and World War One was mentioned earlier, the colors changed. But in these days and times, the colors are back where they were at that time, where boys are wearing the darker colors as the norm, and the girls are wearing the white or pale colors. Either way, the differences in hairstyles and styles of clothing at the chest, throat, neck, waist, and often the cuffs presumably reflect these things we're talking about. Goodness. And I think this is about all I wanted to share right here. In the 19th century, wearing hair up, because they talking about hairstyles being the one trait that would distinguish a boy from a girl. In this article, in the 19th century, wearing hair up itself became a significant rite of passage for girls at puberty as part of their coming out into society. Younger girls' hair was always long or plaited. Sometimes a quiff or large curl emerges from a boy's cap. Boys are most likely to have side partings and girls center partings. Either way, let's see. And we already talked about that. To look, usually, because earlier in the article it talked about jewelry. So usually jewelry is not worn by boys. But when worn, it is likely to be dark in color, like the coral beads worn by the Flemish boy above. And also, they said the coral was for teething. So I'm glad they mentioned that again here. It was considered by medical authorities the best material to use for teething aids, and a combined rattle and whistle in silver and teething stick in coral can be seen in many portraits. So right here, the children of Charles I, only the absence of a necklace and the color of his dress distinguished the unbreeched James, age 4, right here, next to his youngest sister Elizabeth, whilst her elder brother, I don't even know. Let me see. The absence of a necklace and the color of his dress distinguished the unbreeched James 4 from his next youngest sister, whilst their elder brother and sister at 6 and 7 have moved on to adult styles. So this right here is the boy. This is James. He's 4, and he has on a dress. But because he is not wearing a necklace, that's how they're saying they know this is James. But really, to me, if they know the age of these children, none of them are in the same like age group except this one and this one to me. And apparently, I'd say she's a girl according to her hair and this bow and her necklace. We're looking at jewelry, and this will be a boy because he's not in that dress style anymore. Next step. Fashionable across Europe. So in here in this article, we see in European, I don't see anything in here outside of the European lifestyle to say that this is of anything outside of them. After the First World War, the wearing of boys' dresses seems finally to have died out except for babies. So this apparently is a boy. This is a prince, Prince Ulrich of Denmark. These are the boys. This lady right here is with her son, Frederick Henry, with leading strings. She got strings on him, as they've been talking about. And I'm about to move on to a whole nother extension of this topic in a little bit. So here we got their family, 2 boys at the front. There's the boys here, plus 1 with his mother back here, holding a bow as tall as himself. The baby with the nurse may be a boy. Maybe a boy. This is Velasquez, the eldest son of Philip IV of Spain. And because there's a sword right here, they know this is a boy. England, short-coated, teething coral. This red coral right here. This child is teething. It's a boy. This is a boy with a dress on. This Louis XV right here, according to them. Their so-called royalty got these dresses on. I mean, what's the purpose? I don't even want to know. I'm just sharing this for the point of, don't be mad when these people put one of our little boys in a dress. This Nicholas II with his mother right here. You know, don't be mad. They just doing the throwback, putting them in where their kids was at. And back to how we even got to this article, to this broadcast, this article right here, Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1884 at the age of 2. All right, almost about to be out of here with y'all this evening. Let's see. So somebody talked to me right quick a few days ago about George Washington and them having on these bows versus a bow tie. So I just wanted to share that because I mentioned it earlier. George Washington and his stockings on, his pantyhose. For those of you who missed the memo, who've not seen it, this man got on these stockings and these buckles on his shoes. And they also talked to me about him having on riding boots. Because, you know, these days and times, us women got on these boots. You know, riding boots, we call them. But that looks like what they wore, you know, on the horses. But yeah, this man got on stockings. I mean, what's wrong with why? I'm gonna leave that right there. Y'all can work with that. Also, I am going to look at one more. I mentioned this president, and I mentioned his dress in a museum. So if they haven't read the stories, you know they go to the museums. So it could easily be at a museum where they've seen this and they thought it was cute to bring it back. The throwback. So this article is about U.S. President Franklin Pierce. This dress the young Pierce wore prior to his breeching ceremony in the early 1800s, and it is still on display for all to see. Now, of course, they are taking some measures like having the dress, where is it at? Having the dress, where was it at? Here it go. The small dress is kept in the children's room of the museum on a glass top table. It's usually covered to keep sunlight from fading the red fabric. But the docents allow people to lift the covering to see the dress worn by a president. Like, okay, everybody, take turns. We're all going to take turns and look at the dress worn by a president. They said it. I ain't had to say it. These people are marveling, paying money to see a dress that the president wore when he was a boy. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if in these museums, in the shops, they got dresses for the parents to buy to put their little boy in it. I wouldn't be surprised. I had to do some further research and study and look at that. I'm going to look at that. So this article is about him. Keep going. The Concord House. So it's now a museum. The group restored the historic home and opened the Pierce Manse to the public as a museum to the 14th president of the U.S. after hearing of the Restoration, descendants and relatives of Pierce began donating items connected to the former president, and one of the most unusual of which is a family heirloom dress worn by Pierce as a child. Okay, I beat that horse. I got one last article and I'm out of here. Share screen. When presidents started wearing pants is what this one's called. So this is, of course, sounds like the history of presidents starting to wear pants. And I'm going to scroll down here so we can check it out. Okay. So again, this picture I shared of George Washington already. And for decades, the presidential legs were exposed at every inauguration. It took until John Quincy Adams' inauguration in 1825 for a president to appear in long pants. What was the holdup? And what was the deal with all those breeches, the short bunch pants that every colonial man seemed to wear? Didn't they get sick of having to wear hose to stay warm? So this person talked to a professor and looked into the book that the professor authored, and covered the hottest fashion trends of the 1700s. The book uses fashions as a lens through which to view the political and social changes that mark pre- and post-Revolution America. And it turns out breeches reveal a lot more than just calves. The United States wanted to rebel, but its fashion sense was still yoked to Europe. So as I mentioned in the Wikipedia article prior to this is European standard so-called fashion sense. And so while people following it that ain't of that position of Europe or that descendants of that space and all that linked to them, it's what they do. It's what they do. Let's see. These were people who came from Europe and were deeply influenced by its intellectual climate. Rather than forming a uniquely American style, they held themselves to European standards. In the four key port cities of Boston, New York, Philly, and Charleston, fashion and fabric arrived with other more essential goods, and the elites in those cities happily imported a European fashion sense. In this period, Hallman says, there was an east-looking and west-looking. Early Americans wanted to keep up with the European trends. For the record, Boston, not New York, was seen as the trendiest fashion city. So this is just about trends right now and fashion. Despite breeches stay high in popularity, it was a long losing battle. Let me see. The Quakers, who held plainness as a core value, were tempted by fancy buttons, ribbons, and wigs. Later, even Ben Franklin, who famously advocated frugality and a waste not, want not mentality, visited an elite London tailor when he was abroad. As the 18th century progressed and British taxes raised costs on many goods, leaders pushed for domestic purchasing and the renunciation of European staples. So the leaders encouraged Americans to fight fashion in favor of the colonies. And fashion won, Hallman says. There were numerous attempts to break free of imports. So-called homespun campaigns for American-made clothes ran through the 18th century and arguably continue today in modern form, but they didn't really work. Anyway, let's move down. Like pants today, the type of breeches you wore said a lot about you. So this was about status, fashion. Finally, pants came in and beat breeches. This is John Quincy Adams showing some leg himself, and etc., etc. So just if you want the history on this, and this is James Monroe, and they said breeches were already outdated in this portrait when he was wearing them. So his ass wearing them anyway. He wasn't gonna let nobody tell him what was in style and what wasn't, apparently. But he wore pants too. So this is just a little history on them and them wearing pants and stuff. Did I have, oh my goodness, did I have the banner up the whole time? If I did, apologies. I thought I was sharing the screen. I don't know what was just on my screen, but I seen a flash of this right here. So I don't know what happened. Either way, it was an article on history. I am out of here. I just want to express that point right quick to everyone. I've been here an hour and 11 minutes, so it wasn't so right quick, but I made my point. I appreciate everyone being here. Again, welcome to Karmic Dynasty. I'm glad you all are here. Peace to all of you. Enjoy your evening. Continue to advocate. Continue to be knowledgeable. I appreciate you once more. I know I said it, but I just appreciate you all so much. Have a great evening. Peace.